back to our YouTube channel, and I am here today to announce the winner of our last giveaway. It was a surprise set giveaway, and the winner is Cassandra Lynn. Congratulations to you, Cassandra Lynn. Please send us a DM of your address so we can send out a set of Notpolish collection for you. And for today's nails, we'll be doing some Wet n Vibes nails. It's gonna be some white and pinkish nude ombre with some white marble and a big bright 3D flowers. Alright guys, check it out. Hey guys, we already have the universal tips on, so I am gonna put a thin layer of clear acrylic and I'm gonna pull it down just a bit, and now I'm gonna pick up a white powder and I just press it into the clear acrylic and just move it around like so. Doing that will give you that marble effect, and I think the white and clear is the easiest marble ever. You just put it on there, you see. Make sure the clear acrylic is still really wet. That way when you put on your white powder, the two powder can just run into each other like so. You see that? You see how wet that is, that the powder just ran all the way down there like that. There you go. And then I'm gonna add more clear to it, and make sure this is super wet also. And then we're gonna go in and add a little bit more white to it at the end, and you see how quick and easy that was. And now that is done, I am gonna encapsulate the whole nail with crystal clear powder, and I apply it close to the cuticles. And now that is done, we're gonna press and pull it down to the end of the nail, to the tip of the nail. There you go. Press and pull it all the way down. There you go. And then now we're just gonna cut it off at the end like this. And then press it into the shape that we want. And moving on to the next finger, I'll be using number 102 from Notpolish also. Put the bead close to the cuticles without touching the cuticles, and drag it down just a bit, and clean your brush, dip it in a little bit of monomer, and now I'm just gonna let it flush into the cuticles like that first, and then now we're gonna press and pull the rest of it down to the tip of the nail like this. Make sure your application is really thin at the cuticle, so when you file it won't be thick and lumpy right there when your nails grow out. Alright, now that is done, I'm going to press it into the shape that we want. There you go. Alright guys, for the next finger we'll be doing an ombre, so I will start out with number 102 first and apply about 65% of the nail right there. Clean your brush, dip it in a tiny bit of monomer, and I am gonna go in and flatten out the top area first. You see how I flatten that top area out first? And now that is flat, we're gonna press and pull it down to the tip of the nail like this. And don't worry if your nails is a little thin when you guys are doing ombre, because we will be encapsulating it in crystal clear powder. All right, so there you go. Press it into the shape, and now we're gonna use a soft white to ombre down. And again, I am gonna start it right there above where the nude is at, and I'm gonna pull it down. There you go. Pull it down. Just make sure it's thin enough that we can cover it with crystal clear powder later. Okay, guys. There you go. Make sure you clean off the edges like that. And then now for the second bead, I will apply it closer to the cuticles. There you go. And let it run into the cuticle just a bit. And now I am going to pull it down. There you go. And now that is done, you gotta wait to make sure that the powder is dry when we encapsulate it. Okay guys, make sure this ombre is dry before you go to encapsulate it with crystal clear powder. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just waiting it for it to set a little bit more. You see how it's still super shiny? Now that it's matte like that, now I'm gonna go in with the crystal clear powder and encapsulate the whole nail. There you go. Make sure it's flat at the top, and then you can just press and pull it down to the tip of the nail like that. And then we're just gonna cut it off. Alright, now I am just gonna go in with my 5-in-1 cross bit from Notpolish again, just to taper in the side of the nails first before I do anything. There you go. I am just gonna taper in the side of the nails. Alright, now that is done, we're gonna go in and smooth out the top. Now this is my next step. My next step is I am smoothing out the top of the nail. There you go, all the way from the top to the bottom. Alright, now that is done, we're gonna go in with the Notpolish hand file just to shape up everything. Alright guys, same goes for the next nail. We're just gonna smooth everything out. As you can see, I already tapered in the side of these nails already, so I am just gonna shape it down. There you go. We're just gonna go in and shape it into coffin shape. Alright, now that is done, we're gonna go in with a buffer and buff everything out nice and smooth. And that is good. I am gonna go in with a white powder, okay? And again, we're gonna place a C curve beads right there. You see that little C that I'm about to create right now? There you go. We're gonna form it into a C. There you go. And now that you have to wait for it to dry just a bit, and then now I'm gonna go in and press it down. There you go. Just using the body of the brush to press down on the petal, okay? Alright, for the second petal, we're gonna start from the bottom because I am making a huge flower. So we're gonna start from the top and then the bottom like this, and you see how I am molding it into another C. There you go. And then using the body of your brush, you just lightly press down, press and pull the petal down to flatten it out. You don't want the petal to be sticking up too much because the client's hair will get stuck to it all the time. There you go. For the third petal, I am going to place it right there, and again move it to another letter C. You see how that is another letter C. And then now that is done, I am going to press and pull it outwards like that. Press and pull it out. There you go. Using the body of your brush, just press and pull. And I'm just pressing on the petals like that. For the next petal, another C. There you go. We're going to place it right here. And then we're going to create another letter C. You see that? Alright, oops. I hit it by accident. There you go. Sorry guys for the shakiness. I am hitting it just a bit like that on the angle. There you go. Just press it down. And then for the next petal, again, I am going to place it in a little C. You see that? That tiny little C curve right there. There you go. And then I just press and pull it outwards. And one more very important tips, okay guys, make sure that each petal is already dry before you work on the next petal. What happens if it's two petals that is wet, they will run into each other and they will just create a little mush. There won't be defined petals, but the petals will just run into each other and just create a whole big mess. So make sure that each petal is already dry before you work on the next petal. All right, there you go. Press and pull it out, and make sure that there is not a big gap between each petal. You see how I press it all the way up to make sure that it just creates just a tiny little space between each petal, or else your flower will look too spaced out. There you go. Again, go in with another C. You see that? And then we're gonna wait for that to dry a little bit. Now we're gonna use the body of the brush and just press and pull, press and pull it out. There you go. And again, just make sure the spacing is not too much, or else the flower just look too spaced out. There you go. Make sure that it's covering the last petal good enough. And now I am just going to go in with the Notpolish number 2 dipping base. All right, it's a dipping base from Notpolish, and I'm just going to use it to apply my gems on there. There you go. Just make sure you center it. And there you go. That's how you create a whole big flower on the whole nail. And I was gonna put a little gems on there, but I changed my mind. So moving on to the next nail, we're gonna apply the number 2 dipping base on again, and make sure I only start on one side first, because the dipping base does dry on its own. So I just start on one side first, and now that it's done, I'm going to start on the other side just like that. There you go. And then we're going to wait for this to dry just a bit before we put on the matte top coat. Alright guys, now we're going to go in with the Notpolish matte top coat on the whole nail. There you go. Brush it down, make sure it covers the whole nail. Same goes for this, and make sure you don't get it on your gems, okay? Because it's a matte top coat, so it will dull out your rhinestone. There you go. And for this, I am just going to put it around the flowers. Never put any kind of top coat on the flowers, because if you do, your flower is just going to end up looking like a big glob. There you go. Just clean off the side just a bit before we cure it, because the gel does ruin the shape of the nail just a tad. So make sure you run your finger through it a little bit before you cure it. And for this clear marble looks, I am going to apply a shiny top coat on the bottom of the nail. See, I am going to go in and brush a shiny top coat. And then you just clean that off and cure it. And this is the finished product of the whole wedding vibes look, guys. Guys, what do you think about that video? And again, if you do not win this giveaway, I have more coming up. But make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave us a comment. And my husband said, do not forget to ring that bell. I'll see you guys next time. For more cool videos, more cool tutorials, and our previous videos and whatnot, make sure you click on the link over here and over here. Over here. He said over there. See you guys later.